Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk More on Monday. As always, I'm your podcast host, Chloe, and today we are continuing our Issue 10 Influence Contributor Chat series. However, this is a special chat. We are not talking to an author of a piece today. We are sitting down with two of the nonprofits that were featured in Issue 10 Influence to find out who they are, what they do, and the good work that they are doing in the community, and how they ended up aligning with more and being in Issue 10 in the first place. So I am very happy to be joined by two representatives of those nonprofits. And if you have been with us for a while, you know that we sit down with the people that made Issue 10 happen. We find out the stories behind the stories, and this is definitely a unique episode for us. We've never done this before, but we're so happy to be able to share because Moore's mission is very much that we uplift voices and make opportunities reachable for everyone, as well as opportunities that may exist in the community for good work to be done. So I am joined today by Monica and Lillian. I'm going to turn the mic over to them and let them introduce themselves. Thank you so much both for joining me today to talk about your nonprofits and let the world know what you're doing. I will start with Monica. Let us know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Monica Casillas. I am the founder and executive director of a More Movement. When I'm not working on my nonprofit, I am just hanging out with my three kids. So, about to send one off to college.
Oh,
Can't believe
wow.
that.
I know you're
I
not old
got
enough to have a college kid.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll remember that when I start to feel old around them. But yeah, I have one going off to college, one in high school, and one in middle school. So just experience the teenage mom life right now of, having teenagers and trying to stay up on the latest lingo and everything happening with TikTok and the
Yeah, that's a lost cause. So tell us about a More movement.
Yeah, our mission is to ignite the passion and leadership potential in young Latinas that are in high school by shattering the generational cycles that impact their lives. We are dedicated to equipping these future leaders with life skills, professional development, and civic engagement opportunities so that way that they can break barriers and create the life of their dreams.
Amazing. That sounds great. And do you sponsor certain groups, or how do you find the kids that you work with?
So I've worked in education for many years. I've worked in middle school, elementary school, high school. I've been very fortunate enough to have different partnerships with some of the high schools here, but also some of the community organizations that work with the schools. And so we've been very fortunate to be invited to community events, back to school events,
Yeah.
partners just doing introductions and word of mouth of our program and just being able to really talk about what we do and how we do it. And
Mhm.
so that's been really working for us on being able to get the young leaders that are in our program. We are able to support 10 high school Latinas each year. And our program is broken up into 8 months where we meet weekly to be able to support them on the different pillars of our program and be able to get them these skills that they need so they can create the life of their dreams once they graduate high school.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I love your mission. It is
Yes.
really great. And I think it definitely goes hand in hand with what Lillian is doing as well in your community. So, Lillian, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, so my name is Lillian Barkis. I'm the co-founder and CEO of an organization called Listen to Our Future, and we provide educational services for students. So our mission is equipping youth to make long-lasting changes in their community through education, empowerment, and social action. So I've been in education for about a decade now and youth work in a lot of different capacities. I was a former elementary school teacher. My first year of teaching was COVID, so I got to see a lot of the very interesting things that were happening in response to a global pandemic.
Mhm.
And then not only from that, like just seeing how students were responding to that. And, we were really trying to look for a space and place for young people to talk about social issues, learn about them, and then have their ideas be at the forefront of change. Outside of Listen to Our Future, I definitely like spending time outside, like riding my bike, big pickleball player, just spending time with my friends. And I'm also like consider myself an artist. I'm a very creative person. So I do a lot of like sketching, painting, crochet, needlepoint, like literally anything I can do with my hands.
All the
And
hobbies.
this past weekend, I actually joined a puzzle competition and I was on a
Oh,
team
wow.
and it was so much fun. So I do enjoy doing things like that. We actually came in fourth place out of 15 teams. So
Wow, okay, congratulations.
yes. So if anyone likes puzzling, consider starting a team because it's fun.
Yeah, that's great. So, same question for you as I had for Monica. Are you involved with certain organizations or schools to get your base as well?
Yes, so we primarily partner with schools and after school programs, specifically in areas where we know that students might not have access to high dosage tutoring because of either cost or transportation issues. So
Yeah.
we deal with a lot of students that are maybe new to the country, English language learners, also students of lower socioeconomic statuses. And we're really strategic on how we prioritize our partnerships to make sure that we're making the most impact for our students as well. But we are very much on relationships and partnership. We're not trying to like reinvent the wheel, rather than we're trying to bolster up things that are like really great things that are already happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you hire your tutors from? Do you have a base of tutors? Do you outsource?
Yes, so we do all of our own hiring, onboarding, training, all that good stuff. We partner with a lot of the different colleges and universities. We utilize work study funding. We're an earn and learn program through the state as well. So really leveraging those types of opportunities. And I think that as a former teacher, I got a lot of really great experience, but it's because of my after school and summer experience along with my education that kind of like helped everything move simultaneously, where I see a lot of my peers, they were learning a lot of things but they didn't have the opportunity to apply it. And
Mhm.
so when they did have that opportunity, it was really there was a gap. So we try to make sure that our programs are addressing those things, and we're investing and reinvesting into the people that make our city great and the young people that make our city great.
Yeah. I think that learning gap is very real because if you asked me to do an algebraic formula now, I'd be in trouble. If it's not in front of you, you're going to lose it to an extent. So I think that's that's very valuable.
Yes, and every student is different. Like, I think kids are just so different
Yeah.
from each person. I mean, people are different. And so when you don't have the opportunity to really put all the things that you're learning in practice, it does fall out of your head.
Yeah. Do you do any kind of student tutoring matching? 'Cause you said, students are very different. They have different learning styles. Is there any element of like, well, this tutor teaches this way and we think it would be conducive to this kind of student?
Yeah, so we do a lot with like language. So if we have a location that has a high ENL population, then we'll try to send our Spanish speaking tutors or other languages there. And then we try to make sure that the tutors are with students that the age ranges that they're interested in. So we do kindergarten through eighth grade. And so there is sort of a matching process within that, and then we just launched our income-based tutoring program, again, making sure that we can assist any student that needs that additional support. So there is a little bit more of a strategic matching process because they work one-on-one.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, Monica, I'm going to turn the mic back over to you. You mentioned the pillars that you work on with your students to try to, get them ready for life after school. Tell me a little bit more about what those pillars are.
Yeah, so our program is an 8-month program where we take 10 girls from the Indianapolis area. They all come from different schools. We meet once a week and we go through these three core pillars. The first one being charlas de amor or love talks. This is interactive sessions where we focus on life skills and emotional wellness. So, like healthy relationships, how to set boundaries, mental health, and just stigmas that surround the Latino community. And then financial literacy, like what exactly is that? What are the terms that they need to learn once
Right.
they graduate high school, and how to build generational wealth for themselves? The second pillar we have is Poderosas on the Rise, or Powerful Women on the Rise. And this is our professional development pillar and includes mentorship, career exploration. We do mock interviews, but also mock salary negotiations with the girls
Oh,
because
okay.
we teach them the importance of why they need to negotiate their salary, but how to also do it, because it's not something that many people feel very comfortable doing, specifically
Absolutely.
women and women of color.
Mhm.
But we also have panel discussions where we bring Latina leaders from different career sectors just to share about their experiences. And so the girls can kind of feel like they're having a discussion with one of their friends and really kind of learn from them and their expertise, but also be in a safe space to be able to ask those questions that they maybe been wanting to get answers to
Yeah.
and haven't been able to find somebody who not only looks like them, but also shares a cultural background like them as well. Our last pillar is called Spreading the Love, and this is our community engagement, civic engagement pillar. We are really big on collaboration over competition because we know that if we work together, we can impact more people and make a bigger difference. And so the girls, each cohort has to design a civic engagement project that they want to do to better their community. But throughout the program, each girl receives ongoing mentorship, cultural relevant resources, and they just really build a strong sisterhood of support.
Yeah, that's so great. I feel like so many of the things that you mentioned are gaps in any kid's education. I don't feel like I got a great financial literacy education. A lot of that, like emotional well being curriculum doesn't, I mean, some of it is built in there, but not enough, right? Never enough for these
Yeah.
kids. So that's incredibly valuable. Do you follow them? Do you get to see some of that work pay off? Do you stay in touch?
So we are fairly new. We started in 2023, but we really focus on building a strong foundation and curriculum program.
Yeah.
And in 2024, early 2024 is when we started the pilot. We
Mm.
started with just 4 girls. Essentially, our program was just going to run every 3 months, and we were going to switch to different sites of Indianapolis so we could be able to help as many girls as possible. After the pilot, we did a feedback with the girls that were there, and they were so involved and so engaged and so passionate about the program. And they gave us a lot of great feedback of like, nope, you need to extend it and you need to add this and this and this and this. And these are things that, nobody's talking about and we need help on.
Right.
So in June, me and the board went back, took their feedback. We met with other youth organizations to see what gaps they are also seeing that are not being addressed. And so we reconstructed the whole program. And that's how it became an 8-month program, meeting once a week,
Yeah.
and just added all of the great feedback that we got from everybody. And so cohort 2 just ended in April. So our program runs from September to April. But they just concluded their 8-month program, and it's been just beautiful to see how engaged and involved they were.
Yeah.
A lot of the girls who are now seniors going off to college are so invested in wanting to stick around and still be involved with them more, that we are in talks of possibly creating a junior board where they can kind of help create other opportunities, maybe especially for girls that aren't eligible in our program because maybe they're no longer in high school but are still needing these services, and
Mhm.
just seeing how they can further their involvement with us.
Yeah, that's amazing. I feel like both of you are making such big strides to just bridge gaps in education in all aspects and making sure that as many students as possible are equipped with the skills that they need to move on. So, yeah, really great work that you're both doing in the community. And you're both based in Indianapolis, yes?
Yes.
Amazing. I ask only because I personally am based in Fort Wayne, but a lot of the people that I interview for More are based in Indianapolis and are part of the More network in some way. So I want to make sure if people are listening to this that they know where to find you. But that does segue me into asking you both if there are people listening to this who would want to be a part of your organization, get involved in some way, have a kid that they want to maybe seek out your services, how can they find you? We'll start with you, Monica.
Yeah, I would say that if it's somebody who wants to just get more information about us or find a way of how they can maybe volunteer and get involved some way, our website is a great way to be able to do that, which is www.amor, that's AMORMM.org. On our contact form, it kind of has what they're specifically looking into, so that way we can kind of know how to better tailor that conversation for them. If they are wanting to involve a student with us, there's a couple of different ways that they can go about getting more information. Our Instagram page is our biggest interactive following right now, but it also allows you to kind of see what it means to be in one of our cohorts. And you
Yeah.
get to hear from girls in the program themselves. And so our page is Instagram, a more movement one, but you can also access that off of our website. The application is linked in our bio, and our Instagram page is also linked in our website. And it just kind of allows you to see what the application looks like, read a little bit more about the program, the time commitment, and see if that's something that either they have a student that might be a good fit or wants to get more information, or they want to get more information themselves. In July, we do a get to know us carne asada, and it is for individuals who either they want to volunteer their time, or they're a partner organization, or they might think about joining a cohort. And it's just an event where we get together, we share good food, listen to some good music, have conversations with one another, and just make it a really like nice laid back event for them to be able to learn and meet us, and for us to be able to learn and meet them.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So, if you guys are listening and you want to be a part of that, definitely check out their website. We will make sure that it is linked in the episode description below. So, check that out. And I will turn it back over to you, Lillian. How can people find you if they are interested in your nonprofit?
Yes, so our website, www.listentourfuture.com, has all of our information, whether you're looking to apply for a job, looking for tutoring, looking for partnership, looking to volunteer. All that information is on there, and we have like different forms that people can fill out, and then we reach back out to you to schedule a meeting to just learn a little bit more about like the interests their students, what they like, what they don't like, where they might be struggling, because we definitely find that when you work with students, like before you can even enter into a conversation about education, you need to know who they are, right? And have a relationship with them. And like know what they're interested in. So we always do those calls. And that's just not for children, like that's also for adults too. I think we kind of forget that. So yeah, reach out to us on our website. You can follow us on social media. We're very active on our Instagram. We like to post different educational things, but also, what type of social action is happening, not
Mhm.
just here locally, but also throughout the country.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today to talk about the great work that you're doing in the greater Indianapolis area. And if you are listening to this, thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have you in the Moore community. And if you have questions for these lovely contributors, please reach out, let us know. But make sure to join us over on our Patreon, where we were going to dig deeper with Monica and Lillian about what it means to provide some of these services and how their missions align with ours and what might be next for them. So make sure to go check us out on our Patreon, where we save a seat with our contributors and dig deeper into what it's all about. So again, thank you so much for listening. Ladies, thank you for telling us what you're all about. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on Let's Talk More on Monday. Bye, guys.